Hello, and welcome back to The Coming Dawn. So, there's going to be a big change. I realized that learning a system while also writing a campaign takes a hell of a lot more time than I originally anticipated, so we're going to go to every other week on this game, and I suspect I'm probably going to look at restarting my 7th Sea campaign, or not restarting, but jumping back into, because I already have that run, and 7th Sea is my favorite game ever written, so I know the system inside and out. But for now, we're back to The Coming Dawn, and we have Reyna and Vance, Runvas and Shavik, live on video for tonight, and I would like to, give some of y'all the opportunity real quick to do a rundown, 30-second rundown from your character's perspective, just so that I can make sure I remember the same thing you guys do. I guess we can go down the line, right? So we can start with Michael, and then,
Alrighty, I am a slicer that came
No, I just mean, what happened last game?
Oh. I have no bloody idea.
Okay.
I mostly sat around and hacked things.
This is true. So, I mean, that is the the last game from Michael's point of view. So how about Oro?
We almost kind of got into a fight with some smugglers, but then we didn't, and it was awesome. And I got a new droid, and it turns out he's a super mega ultra helper droid. And then together we made 2 more helper droids. I think it was 2, might have been 1. I honestly can't. I'm not 100% sure. But basically, the ability to fix this place is going to become a lot quicker because now I have a foreman droid and at least 1, if not 2, general worker droids, plus the lifting droid from the basement.
Yep. One of them was, you were able to cobble the parts together from the 2 things to make 1.
I knew 2 and 1 were in there. That works.
Okay, so Otis.
Well, I was with Oro, I think, the entire time, so everything that he said is what I remember. That, and we kind of, he and I were kind of talking and kind of sharing a little bit of backstory with each other.
Ooh, story development.
Yeah, there were also emotional, feely things in there, but mostly droids.
Yeah, and the crew chat is actually up on the stream, so as y'all are talking on that, folks can see the neat, awesome things that you're saying. Let's see. Let me make sure that there is sound, because I don't want to be that person, because 2 weeks ago there was no goddamn sound for the first half an hour. So it looks good to me, and we're going to go with Runvas.
Unmute myself, sorry.
I was going to say, this is when Reyna's mic breaks and makes me think that there's a sound problem.
No. I didn't do too much last game. I believe I hung out with Taz as Michael hacked things for a little bit, and then I did the diplomatic talking thing.
If by diplomatic talking thing you mean ambushing a Sullustan and taking his skin or whatever.
Oh, right, where I almost died. I forgot about that. And realized that I need to learn how to shoot a gun a little bit better.
Or at all.
I blocked that out because my character, I guess, has trauma from that going,
Okay.
I guess I'm not all that like I think I am.
I'm totally okay with that. And at this point, I believe it was Shavik, Oro, and Michael that were all there for that, so they all very clearly know that you were a shapeshifter now, even if they didn't before.
Wait, was this going to the bar to talk to smuggler criminal types?
Yeah.
Oro did not go.
Oh, okay.
He stayed behind with Otis, and we had our little heart-to-heart text there in the channel.
That's fair. Okay.
And I was, as I recall, being chased around
the only whole group that actually saw her shapeshift was Shavik.
Oh, and Shavik probably already knows. Okay,
Michael,
cool. Jackpot.
Already knew.
Michael came into the bar, so he would have known that it was Ron Voss who looked like a Sullustan.
Yes.
Indeed. Great makeup work.
So, Riz was only in for the very beginning of the session and chased off the
Well,
smugglers.
first half, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think otherwise he would have been helping out fixing the base.
Cool. So in that case, well, last but not least, our aggressive and get things done Wookiee.
Let's see. Our party leader tried to negotiate poorly, and I had to finish the negotiation for her. Yeah. And then when we went into the base, everyone was running around. I have a new gun that apparently most people aren't supposed to carry and fire by themselves, but Shafiq seems to think that throwing it over his shoulder and firing it is perfectly acceptable.
It's very true.
Light repeating blasters are a thing. But yeah, his goal this game is to still try to get these people to actually be rebels.
Do you not? Are you not going to mention the fact that you blew up the Sullustan's head?
Like I said, I had to end the negotiations for her.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I missed the thing. There we go. Oh my god. In like the out of character general chat, Geo just said Shaviq is totes the cinnamon roll of the party.
I love it.
Yeah. So today we are going to be leaving the moon. The mission that you have been assigned is to go up to one of the skyhooks on the main world to destroy some data that has been sent about a potential rebel base on the moon.
After the 20 minutes of Oro panic screaming, we will then be able to go on this mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is the size and shape and dimensions of a Mon Calamari's mouth?
I don't know.
Based on how intense "It's a Trap" is said by Akbar, I'm gonna go pretty good sized. Probably more than you would expect for someone.
I'm gonna need a ball. I'm gonna need a giant rubber wedge to shut that up.
I want to look up Mon Calamari open mouth on the internet, but I'm going to choose not to do so.
Probably smart
unnecessary at this time.
I'm gonna guess that's a really, really smart idea not to do that.
Yeah, that's my thought too.
Rule, what's that rule number?
34.
34. Of course.
Yeah, Okay, anyway, so you guys have the position of this skyhook. You know that it is, it's a skyhook that has been used in the past, it has been used as a way station for Imperials who have come to do inspections. So there's a couple of suites in it, and there's a technical room, and there is one docking port, no hangar, just a docking port.
Just broadly speaking, what is a skyhook in like?
I think they're called skyhooks. I may be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure they're called skyhooks. But basically, what it is it's like a space station that is connected through like a tether to the surface of the
a space elevator.
Yeah, okay. Sort of. Let me make sure that they're called skyhooks, and maybe I can send a.
I think those mean about the same thing. I think they're interchangeable.
Okay, but
yeah, they are called skyhooks. Let's see.
Cool.
Or space hooks, either one.
But okay, so it's a space station that is tethered through a space elevator, basically to the planet's surface. Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah. So like, copy image. I'm gonna throw a picture from like Prince Zizor's space hook into crew chat. Which, for the record, Shadows of the Empire is like one of my favorite books. One of my favorite Star Wars books. I'm really sad that it doesn't exist. Oh, actually, here's a better example because it's from like a game. No, not save image. Stop trying to save, just copy. Okay. Yeah, so that's one from a game.
So, yeah.
This is closer
Cool.
to what you guys are going to be on, because there would be like communications equipment around it so that the Imperials can like speak back to Coruscant really easily. It wouldn't be as lavish as Prince Zizor's because it's not the personal home of like one of the richest people in Coruscant.
But it's probably like functionally got like some of those spiky bits and stuff just because like.
So I would say it probably has one that's similar to that is like that's like a communications array, or a few of them that are like communications arrays, and it'll have like one that is basically the docking port. I think that this is specifically, I don't remember what that's from, but it's from the Clone Wars show, but I don't remember what the context of it is.
So I assume that long tube there is like a big, basically like a big turbo lift.
Yeah,
It's
that's
giant space
exactly what it is.
Yeah,
It's a gigantic turbo lift that goes from like a transport area on planet surface up to the space hook, skyhook thing.
Seems dangerous, but what do I know?
Oh no, they are incredibly dangerous if not done correctly.
It's very true.
Long ago in a galaxy far, far away, they figured out how to do it without.
I think if I remember correctly, one of the things in the Shadows of the Empire book is them trying to blow up the turbo lift.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
like,
that would-
if you
yeah,
just are
right.
just slightly out of orbit, like just a tiny little bit, like that would just snap.
Yep.
I mean, I'm
Space
sure.
elevators are scary.
I'm sure that there's like, God, I remember the West End games Star Wars had like technical things for all kinds of stupid stuff, but I'm sure that there is some like canon reason why like the metals or whatever actually like work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Geo, in terms of time to prep, I'm gonna say you guys have like at least a couple of days. You would have been given this mission and told like do the things you need.
I assume through appropriate verified channels.
Yeah, so this is coming from oh my god, what is his name? I always forget. This is coming from Aalo Fisk, once again, who you guys still haven't met in person, but
If we have a couple days, strain reduced to 0.
yep,
basically.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, any strain or wounds or anything like that are healed at this point, unless they're critical
Nice.
wounds, but I don't think anyone's taken any.
So Oral then would approach Michael. So I'll look for legal information. You look for the illegal information on this thing?
Okay.
I took those, got healed, right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, you guys have. It's been like a few days, a week ish. So.
I have a question then.
Yes.
Because I have 10 XP.
Mhm.
And I noticed on my chart for 10 XP, there's something called Toughened.
Mhm.
And gain +2 wound threshold.
Yup. If you wanted to spend that XP right now, I'm perfectly comfortable to allow that.
Okay. So I put that on my talent, and then there's other place I add that to, or
Yeah, so on your wound threshold on RPG sheets, RPG sessions, you'll just raise the number from whatever it is to whatever it is
Okay.
+2.
okay, because that sounds appropriate for what I just went through.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. You just got the shit shot out of you, so it's totally reasonable for you to be like, well, I know what that feels like now. Also, it looks like you have wounds still, so you'll just want to fix that.
Yeah, I just fixed it. I haven't
Okay,
updated
cool.
my sheet completely yet.
Perfect. I still don't have an image for you, which is weird, because I thought that you had put one in there.
I drew one. I thought
Oh. Damn, you have a wound threshold of... You're tied with Fallon now. Neither of you comes anywhere close to Shavik, however. Shavik can get shot fucking 3 times before there's a problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say, has anybody gotten to double digits, and let me know when you break 20?
I mean, everybody's in double digits, because you pretty much start in double digits, but I think someone had a brawn of 1. I don't remember who it was. Oh, maybe not anymore.
Well.
Yes. Riz has a brawn of 1.
Oh, well. Yeah, I don't remember how your wounds are determined in that case. But
I don't think I have any.
Is anyone having any issues with RPG sessions and loading their characters?
Oh yeah, that happens sometimes.
Earlier, but it cleared up.
I'm able to load all of yours through the game table thing, so.
But yeah, I want to do research on this place because we have a couple of days, and I'm good.
Yeah, go for it.
What do you want me to roll?
I mean, how are you going to be doing research?
Like looking up. I'm doing the legal researching, and Michael will do the illegal researching.
Okay. So probably an education role in that case. And I would say this is pretty standard security for you to get like public information, or would you be looking for like stuff that is legal information that's not necessarily published?
A bit of both, actually. I would want to do the surface research, like what does a Google search get me and know about this place, and then deep dive into that. Yeah.
So we'll do what I'm going to do is this is going to be difficulty 2, but so like each success that you get, I'm going to give you more information.
Okay, I have the researcher ability. I can't. I'm trying to find it, but everything's not loading.
Let's see. I have your sheet up here, so let's see. Remove a black die per rank of researcher. And research. Research takes half the time.
Yes, ever. So, difficulty you said was 2. That's 2 Ps.
Yep. So most of y'all can't see it, but I bleached the shit out of my hair. It is bright white now. It looks real good. I'm so happy.
And I dyed mine too, so yay.
Is there an index in this book? And is it any good?
Dyeing hair is a fun thing to do when you can do nothing else.
Right? I love the meme that's like, companies better get real comfortable real quick with like dyed hair and like all kinds of, you know, like visual bullshit because we haven't had anything else to do with our lives.
Yeah, I did mine too, so right there.
To be fair, there's probably going to be a shit ton of people dyeing their hair dark brown at the end of this.
It's very true.
Nah. What's great is even though I'm a teacher, you'd think that we wouldn't like be able to do that kind of thing. But one of the other people I work with, she's got like bright purple and blue hair. Then they don't care.
Cool.
Teachers seems they've let up a lot on that because one of Kelly's teachers got like full arm sleeve tattoos.
So I did roll, but I don't know what I'm trying to find that list of advantages, but I can't.
Let's see. Okay, so 1 success, 1 advantage. Let's see, what else do you have here? I think that's the only thing that would be relevant would be researcher, and it just there aren't any black dice at this point because you're not like rushed or anything like that.
Sure. And how much if basically if there's a possibility of me rolling a second time because it takes me half as much time as normal?
I'd be willing to let you use your advantage to get a second roll. So you got one success on this one. I can give you like the real basic information, and then if you wanted to make a second roll to try and find the stuff you have to dig a little bit more at.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, so this one's going to be difficulty 3, and you're going to have 2 black dice. So you're actually only going to have 1.
And K is for black, right, in this?
Correct. Ooh, okay.
Damn.
I'll take it.
Damn. Yeah. So the basic information that you get is about like where on planet the Skyhook connects to. You get, sort of definitive information that this is owned by the Empire. It is not a thing that people have access to unless they're given specific access by the Empire. And it's basically rated to have somewhere between 30 and 40 people on it at most. There is only one, you verify that there is only one docking port on it, and it's intended to be docked with by a shuttle or a smaller freighter like Aurora. And for your more detailed information, you discover that the Skyhook is currently not occupied, and the company that cleans the Skyhook just went through and did a full maintenance thing for the Empire, or the I guess it wouldn't be it would be like a company, but like an Imperial company, you know what I mean? They just like went through and did a full reset so that the next group of Imperials that show up have a fresh, clean residence to go to. So it's pretty much cleaned out and empty, just sitting there right now. But in about 6 days, there is a new crew scheduled to come in to do an inspection on some kind of new weapon.
Okay.
Cool. I will. Let's see. So, owned by the Empire, not given access unless the Empire gives it. Rated as having somewhere between 30 and 40 people at most. Only one docking port with a shuttle or small freighter access. Currently not occupied. Company that cleans just did full maintenance reset. Group Next Group Imperials. About 6 days, there's a crew scheduled to come to inspect some type of new weapon. And I imagine there's...
Also, with your rarer information, you would get like a basic list of contractors that work with the Empire on this location. So like people who do maintenance, people who move cargo up and down, that kind of stuff.
Are there any droids left behind? I imagine there probably at least.
Yeah, so you see that there are 6 droids registered to the Skyhook. Whether or not they're all still there, you're not sure, but there are 6 droids that are registered to that Skyhook.
Cool. Michael, I mean, all this information is freely shared. Michael, if you can get some schematics, that was the only thing that looks like I couldn't get. That would be a huge help too. But whatever.
Well, that's definitely not streetwise.
I would say that's probably computers, because you're gonna have to you're gonna be like slicing into a system to get that kind of stuff.
Yep. Giving me anything extra?
I mean, I would say you're probably slicing a planet system, not an Imperial system. So it is secured, so you're looking at a difficulty 3. But it is a skyhook owned by the Empire, so they would have, put some redundancy in place. I'm gonna say 2 penalty dice, so difficulty 3, 2 black dice. Otherwise, I would say you can make 1 attempt at it, or if you get an advantage, you can make a second.
Code breaker.
I believe that would apply. Yeah.
Okay. Well, bring it down to 1 black die.
Yep.
And watch horror happen.
That.
Okay.
Come the fuck on.
Yikes.
Big yike.
Hold on, I can remove dice. I think. From some dice. Hold on. Are they like danger dice that has
Big
that?
big yike. Yes.
Reroll.
Wait a second. Let me pull Sting back up because I can pick like a group to. I can pick a purple dice go.
Once per session, choose an organization and make a hard deception check. On success, organization members have their wound threshold reduced.
Never mind. It's rune threshold. Never mind. Fine.
Or, let's see what else.
No, I forgot that it was wound threshold. Trying to help.
Let's see.
Some of my later ones are better for that.
Honestly,
I have the ability to reroll still.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, if you want to use that, go for it. Honestly, also, Reina, if you wanted to try and, like, ask around about it, your your in the know would be super fucking helpful.
Can I do that then?
Yeah. So you're going to have the same thing. You're going to have 3 purple dice, 2 black dice, but your in the know is rank 2, so you remove both of the black dice.
Okay. So.
Okay, that went a lot better.
Mm-hmm. So you are able to get a basic layout of how the skyhook was when it was constructed. That doesn't tell you whether or not there's been any modifications on it. But with your advantage, it cuts the time, so I'm willing to let you go ahead and do it again if you'd like to.
So what role am I making then for that?
I would say for you, it's either going to be streetwise or probably streetwise, but I guess it could be like either streetwise or charm. You tell me which one you would prefer.
It gives me 2 yellow dice.
I'll be right back.
And
Okay.
I can definitely be charming and talk to some of the people I've made friends with to get me more information.
Oh yeah, you've got some friends with local leaders and stuff, so I'll give you a bonus die. You can grab 1 blue die on that.
Okay,
when I say that dice rollers hate me.
Wow, womp womp.
So
Holy
it's
crap.
going to be charm. I put what in?
So you're gonna do .r space and then charm in parentheses, and then at the end you're gonna do PPPB. PPPB.
And that's getting rid of the black.
Maybe
dice.
I should not have picked a class that's actually important to get the rolls right.
And using
No,
that.
you're fine. You've been doing really well, other than like a few rolls a game.
And that's also
I get a few rolls a game.
It's true. I'm sorry, Reina. Go ahead.
That's include getting rid of the dice for the in the know.
Yep, because the in the know is a passive, so it just always happens anytime you're doing this. Okay, got yourself a triumph.
Good night to everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Your kids are adorable.
Human.
I love them.
I love you very much.
I would die for them.
So are like failures worse than threats, or are they kind
No,
of?
a threat indicates that something not necessarily related to the outcome of the roll is creating like a negative situation. So it's sort of like an advantage, but for me.
It's the opposite of an
Right.
advantage for us.
Exactly.
So.
That's it's like an advantage, but it's for me.
Can you give me like Gwenny needs a song?
So kind of in a lot of ways, threats are actually worse than failures because failures just means you didn't do what you were trying.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I mean, more failures can mean other things, but
failure is least bad, right? And then
maybe.
Well, a single failure is less bad than a single threat, which is less bad than a single. What's the?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. I haven't upgraded any of your difficulty dice yet, so
Okay.
Despair is what they're called.
Despair. Okay.
Yeah, and despair suck.
The dice of despair.
Let's see.
Sorry, every time I hear the word despair, all I can think of is The Princess Bride.
Yes.
And then on the other side of things, a success is not as
yeah,
good
I mean,
as
you
an
guys have gotten
advantage
all the success
as a
things, so
triumph,
that's
but-
all of that has sort of already been in play.
Yeah. Cool.
Who had a triumph? That was
me. Sorry,
Oh.
I had to sing one to Nut bed.
Oh, that's super cute. Okay, give
I
me
know,
one second. There's a whole section about like there's a whole list of things that you can do with triumphs, but I don't remember if they're just in combat. They are, in fact, just in combat. Okay, so a triumph is like a supersized advantage.
Yeah.
So in this case, we'll say that you have gotten information about. So like you get information about like the types of people that work on that skyhook, and also with your triumph, one of your contacts is able to tell you specifically about a person who has clearance to be able to go up there for any kind of maintenance that needs to be done on like the computer systems and stuff. So he's a person that would regularly be going up to the skyhook when it's unoccupied with like 2 or 3 other people, which will make it a little less conspicuous if you were to approach from the ground with a small group of people.
Is there a way to acquire a picture of this person's face?
I mean, that's what I'm saying, is that this contact that you have would get you that information.
Okay, awesome.
But he doesn't get you like an access key card or anything.
I know, but I do have a splicer on my team.
You are very correct.
So, I mean, me, the splicer, who else would be good on this? So is it like 3? About like 3
Yeah,
people?
I would say you could probably take 2 people up the turbo lift with you.
What is up there that we are trying to acquire?
So what the mission was given to you is that there is a file called, oh god damn it, I forgot the guy's name. Let me see if I can find it. Oh no, it wouldn't be a person. It's the name of the barge that you guys went to. It is the file group that you have to destroy is called Operation Verdant Garden.
Okay.
So basically, the rebellion needs you to destroy this information because they suspect that the Imperials have more information about you guys than they would have originally thought. Like there were always rumors that there was a rebel base on this moon because the moon hates the planet pretty much and would do whatever it takes to fuck the planet over, which would include having rebels on it, right? But in this case, the rebellion has information that they actually have detailed knowledge of your existence. So you need to destroy this file in order to make sure that they're not able to find you easily.
So I think what I'd like to do is to like initially go up to get in, to bring Michael and Oro, because they're both the computer people.
That seems right.
And to have like Shavik and Onus and I believe isn't CB and Andrew's character both good at shooting as well?
Reasonably.
But like to have like a standby team
Passable.
to come in like after.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, if you get in control of the station, we can always come up on the Aurora once you have control.
Well, we only need so much control. We just need to get you guys docking privileges.
right. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like.
Yeah, because multiple
Yeah.
trips up that elevator is going to take forever. It'd be faster to do that once and have everyone else go up by.
Okay.
Yeah, you get me clearance. I'll be up there.
Okay. That's what I would like to
Lickety
do.
split is probably not an expression they use, but
I think that's a good plan to do that. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. I believe Michael's good at shooting things too, so I should be safe.
Who is?
You?
You know what? You know what you need in order to shoot things?
A gun?
Yeah.
Be a heck of a thing if you guys had a couple extras.
So could maybe someone give...
I was going to suggest one of the things that I would be doing while you guys are finding information and stuff is finding more weapons and, gearing up for that kind of.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have credits. It's not hard to find, like, regular blaster pistols or even blaster rifles in this case, or maybe not rifles, but carbines, because this is a planet with a lot of wildlife. People go out and hunt the wildlife when they have, like, permits to do so.
Wait, we have credits? When did we have credits? I've been broke since first game.
I have 800.
I have credits, but that's because I sell stuff. Oh, because I'm a rebel.
I have a stockpile. I was holding on
I'm
to,
sorry.
but
I'm busy fixing the goddamn base.
How much are they? Because I will maybe acquire me and Michael, some blaster.
Would you just be looking for, like...
Just 200.
What kind of blasters would you be looking for? Like, just, like, a holdout blaster or, like, blaster pistol, something like that? Like, what price range are you looking at? Because we're, like 200, 300, 400, that kind of a thing is blaster pistols.
Okay, because I have 847 credits, so whatever would allow me to buy, like, 2.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to get, like, 2 regular blaster pistols, you could definitely do that.
Okay.
They're encumbrance 1, so I think you guys both have at least brawn 2, so that's not really a problem.
Okay.
And the stats, let's see.
6-3 medium, 3 HP,
3 hard points, yeah. Yep. So 6 damage, 3. You need 3 triumphs in order, or 3 advantages in order to critical. Is it 3 advantages or 3 triumphs? Let me double check. I remember that Vance and I talked about this last game.
Advantages.
Yeah, I was hoping to get myself like a heavy ranged weapon or a better light ranged, whichever. I have 8.
I'm sorry, how much?
880, which I
Okay.
don't think is enough.
That would allow you to buy a blaster carbine. Or if somebody haggles, like let's say, you have somebody who can haggle in your group, you could probably find yourself a blaster rifle, which is normally 900.
Fallon can do that, I believe.
I think that's true.
Let's see. Which one would that actually fall under?
I would say you could do it with cool, you could do it with charm, you could do it with deception.
I know, but you have a thingy on your you have a skill or something. Oh.
Yes, I have the ability to reduce the rarity by a point but as a consequence, upping the amount it costs. I don't think that would be useful right now.
Yeah, no, you guys would have access for these 2 items. You would have access to them even though they're rarity 5. Like this is sort of a rarity 4 world, but you'd have access to these because they could be used for hunting.
Yeah, and maybe reducing the rarity in that case would only make the cost worse.
Right. So the difference between a carbine and the blaster rifle, Sarah, is basically just the difference between medium range and long range.
Okay. Here we have a gun that's for
So,
me.
like, if somebody could throw 20 credits at you, then you can just get the rifle.
How much do I have left after buying the
It was
2?
800 for the 2 blaster pistols.
Okay. So I have 47 left, so I'm going to toss 20 credits.
Okay.
And I'll be down to 27 credits.
And now that I know exactly what haggling and the various forms are, I know what I'm going to be putting some experience points into next to, since everything you said was 2 greened out.
Oh no.
I have found some holes in my character sheet.
Let's see.
I have a yellow and cool.
So how do I add a weapon to my sheet?
So, Rena, you're just giving me 20 credits then?
Yes.
You're awesome. I appreciate it.
So, I'm not going to tell you guys what you ought to do, but this seems to me like a point where it wouldn't be a bad idea to talk about, like, having some kind of, like, party fund thing. Because sometimes this is stuff where you just need to borrow a little bit, and you could potentially borrow from the party fund and then pay it back.
I also have 0 credits marked on my sheet, so if we've been making money, then I haven't been.
The only people that have
You
made money
haven't
have been
been.
people that have done something to make money.
Okay.
And I have, I think it was around 500 credits that I've just earmarked for ship that could just be rolled into a party fund.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the reason I still have money is I literally spent nothing since we got paid like forever ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
right now that pool is exactly 500 credits.
Right, we need to sell the metal and stuff.
Okay, the blaster pistol is... I'm posting a screenshot now. I mean the blaster rifle, rather.
Alright, what about the one that we got?
The pistols...
So I can type it into my sheet.
Give me 1 second. I have to find that one now.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, the stats for it?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you already have them, Taz, and you want to just throw them in
6.
there, that would be great.
Yeah. It's 6 damage. Oh, yeah, here. I was actually just moving it over, so give me just a second. I'll get through that.
Okay.
Why do you think that wasn't on?
I'm assuming.
God damn.
Was it brawn that's required for it, or?
Okay, I'm gonna share a link. I'm not sure where all of these things come from, so we'll have to try and figure that out if there's something you want. But this page is kind of incredible.
Yep, it's a good page.
What was the name of my weapon?
Blaster pistol.
Yeah, it's literally just blaster pistol.
not
Like
in
this is
alphabetical order.
No,
Ooh,
they're in
I
order of damage.
really want-
I just sent a link to the blaster pistol right now.
Oh, I got it. I finally found it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
and I just put all the stats up.
Yep. Keep in mind in terms of encumbrance that if you're wearing like armor or something armory, that may have an encumbrance rating also.
Yeah, the cumulative.
What do I... Oh, ranged light.
And you get encumbrance up to your brawn, if I remember correctly, right, Vance? You're the only one that had to care about that so far.
Yeah, unless you have skills or equipment that increase it. Like a backpack
Right.
gives you +4 encumbrance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, unlike other games where encumbrance is a weight, this is a how much shit can you carry based on space.
Right. Which, I mean, for a Star Wars game, that's sort of more appropriate.
Oh yeah, the only thing that frustrates me is each grenade is a 1. Come on now.
Oof.
Oh, that's dumb.
I mean, if
That
there
is so
there
dumb.
isn't a bandolier that already exists, I would totally be willing to like negotiate a bandolier as a piece of equipment that would allow you to put like 5 encumbrance worth of grenades on it or something.
Yeah, no, we'll figure it out once I can get some grenades that
I
aren't
mean,
illegal.
I can understand like 3 of them being worth.
I mean,
But
to be
each
fair,
one
It's all good.
individually, no.
to be fair, thermal detonators and grenades in Star Wars are kind of big.
Yeah, they were always predicted or shown as being pretty big, weren't they?
Yeah.
Thermal
They're about the
detonators
size
that
of a
could fit in your
baseball.
hand. Yeah, like a not maybe not a baseball, bigger than that, but like you can hold it in your hand.
Shot put, kind of a shot put size.
Who the
Almost
fuck has ever
everyone
held
I've
a
seen
shot
with
put,
suggests
nerd?
baseball.
He knows what a shot put is, to be honest.
Yeah, I have. Why?
I don't know. Apparently, I'm too gay for that.
It is. I've never done that before.
I know I know because I watched Matilda.
Oh.
Actually, they did have that in there, didn't they? Yeah, along with a couple other Olympic references.
I actually put a question in chat. I was wondering, instead of just borrowing 20, is there like 120 I could borrow and get like an even better gun? Or we could sell something for that?
Again, if I can willing to turn that what I was originally having as a ship fund into just the universal group fund, in which case you have 500 to borrow from if it's worth it.
Where does this come from?
How much better would the gun be?
Well, it uses range light instead of range heavy. So because I have 3 yellow dice in that rather than just the 1.
It also
And
has accurate 1 and pierce 2.
Right.
It's rarity 5, so you're gonna have to find a way to reduce the rarity because this is a rarity 4 world, and that's not
I can do
exactly
that.
something you would find hunting.
I can do that. Let me look up the calculation for how much more expensive it would be, though.
Oh, I guess maybe it does explicitly talk about it as a hunting pistol. No, I'm gonna let it work. This is 1,000 credits instead of 850, or instead of 900 rather.
I can, again, as long as no one else has a problem with it, I can lend out the 150 from the group fund. And then at some point, we're just going to have to discuss how we're going to be paying back and adding to said group fund.
I have metal for us to sell. We haven't had a chance.
This is
So we
true.
have this like
It is currently
multi-story
sitting in the
factory.
basement of your factory.
I
So we
literally
have
have...
this.
Go ahead.
We have this multi-story factory that if we get operational will make us tons of money. So like, if we all focus on that for like a month, we'll be fine. Otherwise, just me and Michael going as fast as we can.
Hey, so I need someone to help me sell all
Why
the
do I
metal.
need to go as fast as I can? Remember,
Either
I
way,
look like
lending it out.
I look like an Imperial who
Go
needs
on, take
a
the 100.
goddamn haircut. All I need is a uniform. I could probably bullshit my way through.
Well,
Okay, so is there anything else that you guys wanted to do or acquire?
I want to focus on this mission, and then after that, maybe we can sell the metal.
Actually, come to think about it, yes.
What's
And
that?
this is a bad idea.
Michael, what do you want to do?
Can I get a hold of some Imperial uniforms?
On this moon? Absolutely not.
Okay, worth a try. Who knows? They might have mugged. They might have mugged some of them. You never know.
There are very seldomly Imperials that come to this moon.
Okay.
That's why we're on this moon, because it's
Right.
safe-ish.
All right. I'll just put it on my to-do list.
That makes me want to draw that now.
Imperial unicorns, yeah, I want to do that too.
Oh my god.
All right.
Make speeder bikes that are shaped like unicorns, and the Imperials can ride them.
Oh my god.
I will make up an entire like squad of stormtroopers that is how they like move around.
The
on
unicorn squad.
Like the Pretty Marines?
I approve.
Jesus. Okay, so let's start working on your
Hey, they
approach.
could always try him with a horn, and you can watch them miss with that too.
Oh my god.
Try to get into a place.
Do we have a plan? Are we just gonna walk in? Like, what's the plan?
It's a good question.
So, I guess I can do my because Oro doesn't know about my face trick yet.
It's true.
I can look like the person. And
What?
hold on a second, and I do my face changing trick where I can turn into,
Oh my god, that's freaky, and I'm a fish monster. Oh god. Whoa. Huh.
Did the Mon Calamari really just say fish monster?
I don't know what you're talking about. So, so we're just gonna walk in? I mean, like, how? What if he shows up? What are you gonna do?
wing it.
If he shows up, we're probably in trouble no matter whose face we
Wing
have.
it.
I feel like winging it's not such a good idea, really.
No, it's not a good idea.
We have sort of a plan.
17% of a plan?
Bree,
Yes.
with the schematics I have, do I know where the data would most likely be held?
I mean, there is a computer, there's a closed circuit computer on the skyhook for sure.
Okay, do I have any clue where that is?
I mean, there would probably be access to it in almost every like.
Just sometimes
room.
with like important information, they lock it in a high secure area.
I mean, in this case, it's not necessarily highly secure information. Y'all are literally piss ants, and it's more just a matter of like, don't give them a reason to send a stormtrooper squadron down to the moon.
All right. So what I heard was blow up the skyhook.
Oh my god. I mean,
No,
if you want the Star Destroyers to just start bombarding that moon, then absolutely do that.
That, and depending on the length of the said skyhook, you could destroy large chunks of the surface. Unless we want genocide.
I was about to say, is that a problem?
Yes,
Yes.
that's a problem.
I mean, I think you are misunderstanding how bad it is to have the entire Empire immediately target you.
I realize how bad.
Nope, I'm good. I know. That's good. We're good.
Like
So-
the whole thing about being a
Won't do
rebel is that you have to be quiet and sneaky, because in the end, there's 10 times more of them than there are of you.
Oh, my goal
And before
is,
And they're better
that,
armed.
We won't do that.
and
We won't
have
do
more
that.
ships
It's okay.
and bigger ships with bigger guns.
Also, how out of just
and they can
compared
replace them.
CB, sorry.
compared to the Earth, for example, how big is this moon?
Let me look it up real quick because I don't want to give you bad information. I think that Fondor is like a little bit bigger. So
I think my goal, well,
If it's anything close to the size of the Earth, then breaking that sky hook, assuming that it's a normal space elevator, roughly, that thing would snap and then wrap around the moon a
Right.
couple times, destroying
know.
everything on the equator.
Oh, I know how the physics work there. Yes, I am well.
Ah,
aware.
okay.
so what I would like to do is I would really like to sneak there, like sneaky do this as best as possible, and have the spaceship there so if something does go wrong, we can get out of there as quick as possible. I don't really want the attention on us. I just want to get rid of the information we were told to get rid of. We were told to get rid of this information, correct?
yeah.
All right.
So I'm gonna say Fondor's probably about like 1.5 times the size of the Earth, and the moon is probably like double the size of our moon.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty darn devastating.
Yeah, like the moon is big enough to the moon that
I don't
your
want to
base
say
is
nothing.
on. Yeah,
I don't want to say nothing, but I'm not sure how we went from "Hey, let's get all coverty and go in there" to "We're going to blow the thing up." So anytime we want to stop talking about the stupid and actually get to work and walk into
I
the
literally cracked
unmanned
a
place,
joke, and you
unmanned,
guys have been
unmanned,
spending more than 5.
unmanned, go into the unmanned location, get out what needs to be taken out, destroy what needs to be taken care of information-wise, and then leave the unmanned station. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, the only thing I was gonna say is maybe Michael and Onus should go instead, and the rest of us like on the ship, because like I can send one of the new droids we got with you, and through that be able to provide support, but also I can keep scanning for anything else that might be coming from outside.
all of the droids that you
Besides,
guys all of the droids that you guys have at this point are like labor droids, other than Cobb.
I have that foreman droid with the communications array.
Right, but it's still like it still looks like a labor droid.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so like let me send you guys the thing again. There's a picture on the character sheet.
Is it?
Moncals aren't really known for being you working in the Empire, are they?
No, not at all.
No.
Which is
I didn't
actually
think
why
so.
they're on the moon.
Yeah,
By
that's kind of
legend, they literally
what I-
have their king hostage, which is how they get them to do anything.
So, is there anyone else good with computers?
I mean, Michael's the expert. I'm more the equipment. That's what I'm saying is like maybe we should send someone like to watch your backs, just in case, you know.
All right. Also, so which leaves, no offense, Shavik, either Fallon because human or Riz, which
Because
I don't know.
I just want to be clear here. We're worried about the races of the people that are going into the unmanned facility
from the planet. So this, just so that we're clear, this part of the plan, there was a lot of talking and stuff. So this part of the plan is talking about the 3 people who are going to take the turbo lift up from the station on World.
Yeah.
And that station would not be unmanned.
Give me about 5 minutes, it will be.
That might attract a little too much attention.
So the whole point is we don't ourselves. I think if 3 humans with one of us looking like one of the people that's there all the time, that brings other people there to finish working on stuff, which is information that I was given.
We could. I think Michael and I
Just
could
pick up
potentially
his bag and
fake.
head to the ship.
Well,
I'm ready to go when you are. I'm going to be on the ship.
So I think Michael or I could potentially like rustle up a fake like something has gone wrong. We need you to come up now, sort of a thing, and put that on a data pad and use that as excuse as to why you're taking more than one person.
I can take 2 people. Right, Bree?
Generally speaking, when
We're
they go up, they
overcomplicating
don't.
it.
I don't disagree. Generally speaking, when that guy goes up, he never goes up with more than 2.
Oh, I didn't know you had people. Never mind, then we're good.
Yep.
Yeah, just
Pick a squad. Let's go.
So I'm taking Michael and Fallon then because they're the other 2, the 2 that are humans.
okay. Whatever.
Perfect.
I was
Rest of us
going to
on the ship?
suggest, needed me to. I can pass. I just need a little bit of makeup.
Your blaster
Right.
rifle is definitely not going to be a thing that they let you walk up there with, though.
Details. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Yes.
In fact, this kind of a station, very likely, like bringing weapons through it is going to be a problem.
Well, that's why I wasn't going to bring a weapon. I just wanted one
Okay.
for later. Like, just walk in there. Like, I know what I'm doing. And then the rest of you can chill out in the spaceship real quick if you need to come in and, like, rescue us or something.
Okay, Michael, just do what you can to give me remote access if you need help.
So I just want to run down what the plan is. The plan is you and the other 2 humans go into the station, go up to the skyhook, do what you got to do, then come back through the station. Yeah.
That is the hope.
Okay.
The 100% hope.
Plan. Go in quiet. Get the stuff we need. Get out.
Yes.
And so the rest of us will hang out on the ship just in case.
Yes.
Well, what about the guy? What if the guy shows up?
That's why you guys will
If the
be
guy shows
waiting
up, then
on
we
the
left
ship.
6 days from now.
What?
He's going to be there in 6 days. So if we run into him, we waited 6 days before doing this.
At the rate we're talking, it might take that long.
Okay, so
hold on a second, Bree. There's I think I missed something. The guy that we're talking about, he goes out fairly regularly, or is he going to go up in 6 days?
The person that Reyna is able to impersonate is a maintenance person that works on the closed circuit computer of the Skyhook. In about 6 days, a new contingent of Imperials will be showing up at the Skyhook.
How regularly does maintenance guy go up there?
In this case, he's sort of an ad hoc when they have trouble.
Look, if you want, go grab a blaster and kill him.
Oh, we're not killing people that don't need to be killed. That person has done nothing wrong.
Okay, then let's go.
Fine, let's go.
For being an Empire person, but
I mean, he's not necessarily an Imperial person. This world it's one of the larger shipyards in the galaxy, and the people who live there aren't really given a choice as to whether or not their world is an Imperial world, because that's where most of the non-Star Destroyer ships are built.
good point.
And even some of the Star Destroyers.
Then I retract my comment. I am sorry.
You're fine.
All right. Well, then let's. All right, and then that's that, I guess.
Coercion and bullshittery to get onto the thing.
So, quick
Yep.
question that I'm sure is going to spark another argument.
Mhm.
How are you getting onto the planet?
Wait, I thought this was on the moon.
No.
Every conversation said this has been on the moon.
No, I've said on the planet a shitload of times.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
Can't
on the
my-
planet.
Can't my... Our
I thought we had
ship-
hand waved that though.
Obviously not, because I'm asking.
We land there. Is that
Under what
Is-
pretext? I mean, this is a pretty
We
big
don't
shipyard planet.
We need
This
a
is a
place to
what
dock.
Can we sneak in with some stuff coming in? Like, I assume that they have like a bunch of produce and all kinds of things like that that have to go down there. Maybe that's something that we could possibly use to our
guys do-
advantage.
You guys do have a couple of crates of produce from the moon.
Yeah,
We do.
yeah. I think that's still been hanging out in the hold.
As long
Uh,
as
No.
Jalen or whatever didn't eat it all.
No, that's been sold, and then more's been bought, then it's been sold, and then it's been bought, and then it's been sold, and
Right.
Shavik has gone back and forth to the planet many times. So yes, there's food in the hold. It's not the original. It's not rotten, and it's all there.
Right. Okay. That's
Alright.
that's fine.
So-
I just wanted to know the
Hold-
logistics of how you were going to
hold
get to the
food.
planet.
Cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So,
I'm pretty
so we're coming
sure.
down. Coming down with
Shavik is-
a
Yeah, I mean, Shavik has flown down there a bunch of times.
Right.
So you approach a market, you say you're going to market with goods, you're able to get there, we'll say Runvos, Michael, and Fallon basically are the ones that take the crates into the market, and you guys take back off again. And then from there, you can make your delivery and head over to the station. Is
Okay.
there anything else you would like to do before?
So you're saying that we drop the three of them off to go up through the space elevator or turbo lift, for lack of a more accurate term,
Yes.
and the rest of us go back into space on
Unless
the
there's a
Aurora.
reason that you would not. Would you not?
Let's say no and move on.
Well, how are they going? How are they planning to get out?
Well, if everything goes right, we go up, get the data, go back down, and walk out the way we came in, because no one knows we're there. If things go wrong, there's a ship in orbit to get us the fuck out.
We'd probably land the same way we did the first time, with more produce.
Yeah, it'd be
In
a heck of a
pinch,
thing
you
if
can-
it'd be a heck of a thing if Shavik had been building contacts to be a merchant in the system. So
Crazy that if I wasn't on the ship ready to go, I'd have that chat with folks.
it's true.
All right, that's good enough for me. Let's roll.
Okay. So you guys are able to sell your goods. Raina, I'm gonna say give me a negotiation check real quick. Just because I want to give you guys gold. Gold. Jesus Christ. I want to give you guys credits for the things that you're selling.
What am I adding to the PP, or
And it's standard difficulty.
which is
2.
2 purple.
ick. Success is 1 threat.
I'm gonna assume that you were doing that not in the face of the guy who's going up to the skyhook. Is that correct? I'm gonna give you that benefit of the doubt.
No, I would before I turned into the guy just to show and turned back to my normal
Right,
appearance.
right. So I'm saying, like, you're not going up. You're not going to be doing your trading dressed as that, looking like that guy. Okay,
No.
that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't a reason why you were going to do that. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, you got 2 successes, 1 threat.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So we'll say it is the equivalent of that. 2 successes, half the price. You guys get about 80 credits for what you have to sell.
Bump. Or is that okay?
Okay. Can you all give me a vigilance roll, the 3 of you?
I do that.
And it'll be difficulty 3 on this because you're in a pretty busy city.
Oh, it's a skill.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to roll anymore. Ah, mine's worse.
Jesus.
Is this for everyone to roll that?
Nope. Just
those 3.
Yep. See, you need a space between the R and the parentheses. There you go.
Oh,
Jesus.
I'll be right back. I have to put Callie to bed.
Okay. Oh, CB, we're gonna take a break in like 10 minutes, if they can wait.
No, they're shouting, "Put me to bed."
Oh. Okay. So, at one point, Michael, you get like this weird feeling like maybe somebody was watching you while you were doing your sale. But in the hustle and bustle of the city, you sort of think better of it and just continue on. That said, while y'all are walking, Runvoss is very loud and boisterous because that's who they are. They are a propagandist. They're like, talking up the fake trade company that has been set up for you guys to bring shit into the city, and therefore people know that you're there. Nothing like this trade company is connected to the rebels, just like people are now going to be looking out for the goods that you guys bring in from the moon. And also, it's harder for you to blend into the crowd. So you guys get to the station. This station has 3 skyhooks that are connected to it. So there is a security detail of 6 stormtroopers in weird uniforms.
What do you mean by weird uniforms?
Let me grab you a picture. So they're not like crazy weird, but they're definitely not standard stormtrooper uniforms.
Yeah, but at least they're not red or black.
Right, correct. No, they're definitely not.
And that shit right there is why you don't bring all.
Yeah, so there's a contingent of 6 stormtroopers that are sort of in this station milling about. They're definitely on alert, in addition to the local security team and sort of like the normal bureaucratic station workers.
Okay.
I'm going to give you guys a gimme. In the time that it took you to get to the planet from the moon, Michael was able to get you guys an access chip that was sliced to be correct for the person that you're impersonating.
Okay.
It's because you don't want to see another terrible roll, isn't it?
I mean, it's just not fun if the three of you have to fight 6 stormtroopers.
Unarmed.
Right. So you guys do go through a sensor. After you get through, you're in the station and you see somebody who looks just a little bit seedy try and come in, and the sensor goes off, and a couple of the stormtroopers like go on to alert, and one of the local security force guys like says, no weapons to these skyhooks, state your business. The guy's just like going to visit somebody in one of the other skyhooks.
Huh, guess we
Okay,
were being followed. Well, not my problem. Keep on walking.
Okay. So you guys get to like the entry gate. If you think like an airport, right? So you get to the gate that brings you to that enters the turbo lift to go up to the skyhook. The bureaucrat standing there, working the desk with his computer, checks your credentials. He's like, okay, that all seems in order. What's going on today? Like, what are you guys here to fix something? Usually you only come in when there's emergencies. I don't know if you're muted, Reina, but this is literally your time to shine.
I'm not muted. I said I'm gonna fake it till I make it using.
Oh, I did not hear that.
No one heard that.
Yeah, nothing.
Sorry. So I'm like, can you be like, well, what do you mean? I got like a thing on my palm pad about coming to fix something.
Some computer thing that Michael told you about on the way over here.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, go ahead and give me a deception roll.
Yes!
This is gonna be difficulty 2, and you get 1 blue bonus die because he wants to believe you.
I was about to say, is there any way I can assist them?
No, I've got all the dice for this.
Honestly, like Michael, if you want to try and assist, you can do like a difficulty 1 because this guy's not a techie, and that'll give Run Boss blue dice. So like a difficulty 1 computers roll.
Oh, computers?
Yeah.
Okay. I was ready to do deception if I needed to.
Yeah. No, this is gonna be like Run Boss like starts saying the technical things that you told them to, and then you're like, technical jargon. Oh Jesus. Okay.
I think I'm just going to stand there and attempt to look like I'm important enough.
Right.
Just
Phelan's got like a toolkit. Okay. So in that case, Reina, you add 4 more black dice, and you guys have a triumph. So,
wait. You said 4 black dice?
I'm sorry, blue. Green. Jesus Christ. 4 more blue dice. I apologize. I was thinking blue. I said black. Yes, you rolled 4 successes, and it makes it way harder.
So I'm adding 4 blue dice. I already had a blue dice, and
it's difficulty 2.
And then 2 PP.
Yep.
Let's see if I did that right.
Christ on toast. How did you only have 1 success?
With 6 advantages and a triumph, doesn't matter.
With 6 advantages.
Well,
Okay.
they only got
Purple
1
dice
success
can't-
because they only needed 1 success, and they didn't want to waste it to put all the rest of it into an advantages.
It's true. This is true.
Wow. Yeah.
So you guys are going to have a bunch of, like, you guys are just gonna have a bunch of stuff you can do. But I'm not really even sure what that might be for this. Let's see. Let me look at deception to see if there are any, like, things that are in here. I think
Well, here's the big one I would hope we could get, which is on the off chance this guy does show up, they assume he's the imposter and not us.
Oh, I'm so okay with that.
Oh, I
That
was
sounds like that sounds
need
like
to
a
check something. I'll be
Triumph
right back.
kind of thing.
or maybe we could find out where they got the information in the first place.
So the guy at the desk isn't an Imperial. He's just like a local bureaucrat.
Oh yeah, one other thing. What's up with the stormtroopers?
Okay, that's totally a valid thing. The that little corps is left here. No, it would be a squad. That little squad is left here to. I guess you wouldn't say little. That squad is left here to make sure that nothing weird happens with this Imperial property. Generally speaking, they just sort of hang out. They change out about once a month. The guys are pretty nice. They're just, doing their jobs. Just like the rest of us. I mean, I imagine they signed up for this cushy, this cushy post because they did something good, I'm sure. And then the guy also in your chatting, he says something along the lines of, the only person I was expecting to see today was Ketu. And he's not really willing to go any further into that because he assumes you know who that person is.
See, I was totally gonna play the new guy card.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to work in this case.
Alright.
And go, like bullshit my way into
Yep.
being like, yeah.
So he lets you guys through. He get like small talk. He tells you about the last inspections went really well, but the rumor is that the reason there's another group coming so soon is because the new starship they're working on is going to be something really fancy, and somebody really important is going to be using it.
You guys can't see me, but my head is starting to smoke.
I just went, oh no.
My internal monologue is oh shit.
So you guys get on the turbo lift and you make it up to the skyhook, no problem.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a computer, preferably one of the big ones.
Yep, you guys are able to find like data ports all over the place. It's basically like a home, so there's data ports pretty much in every room. There's all of the kind of stuff that you would expect for a person that needs to be able to work at home.
Where's the central hub?
There would be like a central maintenance room, probably dead in the center, so that there are views from every room.
Yeah, because if this thing has docking, it has to have some computer major computer layout.
It definitely does. There is when you get there, you sort of discover that there are two separate major computer systems. One of them is actually like under like laser cage. It's functionally in the locked server room, if you will.
And at this point, Michael tilts his head and starts blinking at it.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, this is definitely they don't want me to get in. They don't want me to be poking around with it.
Can't get into it?
Oh, I'm gonna try.
So the sort of common sense on this would seem to tell you that the best way to accomplish your goal is going to be to use the interface as if you were just a regular user.
Okay.
Like trying to disable that lightning cage, that laser cage and stuff like that is going to be a much, much bigger undertaking.
Yeah.
Let's just do what we came here for and not anything else.
Are we rebels? like potential information, brand new ship, important person. The data could be right here. This could be crucial.
Get back.
Well,
So, CB, in the time that you were gone, Reyna talked you guys into the turbo lift. There were a shitload of advantages. So you guys got a bunch of extra information. You were back for a minute. So at this point, Michael is in like the central maintenance room and found one big computer that is just there, and another big computer data like mainframe thing that is behind a laser cage.
So let me start with the major interface because that probably has the data which is our primary objective.
right.
So if you log straight into like the mainframe system in the maintenance thing, is that what you're talking about?
Yep,
Okay.
the major interface.
Yep. So that is going to be all of the systems that are going down to the world. So you're talking about like life support systems. You're talking about electrical systems, turbo lift, communications down to the planet, stuff like that.
Okay, but we're trying to find particular file. Are
Yes,
those
and
files not there?
You were told that they have a closed circuit system on that skyhook.
Which I'm going to assume is in the lightning cage.
That would be reasonable, yeah.
Okay, so I do need to crack the lightning cage.
Not necessarily. I mean, they would have to access it somehow. And
Okay.
every
What
Tom,
reason?
Dick, and random Imperial isn't going to be given access to the full strength of the main computer.
Right. So, can I use the main interface to fake credentials to access?
So the two like big mainframe computers are not connected to each other, is what I'm trying to say. But throughout the rest
Okay.
of the house, there are just like regular data ports.
Okay. So, where is the closed circuit data port?
So, you don't see any that are specifically set up that way, but none of them have, just to like open them up and use them. None of them have like credentials or anything like that. It looks like something that they wanted to make easy for people who came and went.
Okay. This is a point where I, as a person, do not have any access to the information that a person who has been a slicer would know.
Right. So, like, what I'm trying to say is that on the computers in the house, there likely is a way to get into the closed circuit system.
Right. I'm trying to ask you, what
Okay.
do I need to do to
Okay, so-
access that point?
When you get into the data ports on the skyhook, you're sort of messing around trying to find things, and you do find a secure credentialed area on it. So at this point, like,
Okay.
that is likely the thing you need to hack into.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and go for computers. This is going to be a difficulty 5 in this case.
Okay.
But slicing isn't necessarily a one roll thing.
Correct. So. And I'm breaking code?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not disabling a security device, I don't think.
In this case, you are trying to break through a security system. Like a
Okay.
security program.
Oh wait, that only kicks in if it's black die. Okay. Well, at least I can reduce it to a 4.
Okay.
Not do that person, but it's like 9:05.
Oh. Okay. Let's come back from break with your roll. Okay, Tess?
Okay.
We're gonna take our break now. Be back in 15 minutes.
Okay.
welcome back. And we are now coming back to Michael making a roll to try and break past the secured firewall thing of this computer.
I have the blindfold on. I have the cigarette in my mouth.
Hey, that's not bad.
Hey!
That's a thing.
You get in. You absolutely get in. You are able to find in the file system the files that you're looking for, and also you find one extra really awesome thing with your triumph. You spot something about gravity wells, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And inside of it are basically test readouts and test manifestos of some kind of gravity well generator that is being tested on and in the space around Fondor. And the crew that is coming in next is expected to report on how portable these generators are and whether or not a Star Destroyer could carry one into space.
Now, due to the fact I'm a nerd, I know for a fact that yes, they can, and yes, they do.
And in
Yep.
5 BBY, interdictor Star Destroyers do not exist yet, so...
Alrighty, well, it looks like I found the data. Am I allowed just to erase all, make a basically cut and paste all of it?
Yeah, I mean, you can copy the manifestos to your datapad.
Alright, because my primary thing was destroying data. Right? Just
Right.
getting rid of the fact that they,
Yeah, so that was the mission
That
goal.
would be noticeable, yeah.
That was the mission goal,
Oh,
was
good.
to destroy this data. Because even
Well,
if they discovered that the data existed, that the data disappeared, like the rebellion just wanted it gone.
I mean, the big thing is to stop them from figuring out where we are. The rest they probably have backups on.
Right.
Um,
And if you peek into that file at all, it mostly looks like reports. It mostly looks like reports from someone with like some locational files attached to them.
Okay.
And the reports, like, it would take you a hot minute to actually be able to read through them, but the locational data is definitely pointing at that cave system.
Well, fortunately, I can copy the data, and once I'm out of there, actually comb through it.
This file is not meant to be transmitted, so it is not copyable.
Huh.
We have before it's suspicious of us being in there.
All I'm going to say is I do things 25% faster.
Yep. So, as you are sort of starting to wrap up, the guy downstairs calls up to the skylift. I mean, the yeah. So he basically pages up there. He's trying to talk to the persona that Runvoss is taking on.
Respond.
So,
Oh, Bree.
Yeah.
Can I put in a back door?
it's a closed system. So in this case, that wouldn't be possible.
Right.
Basically, once
How about the regular system?
It would take you time. So let me resolve this social interaction, and then you can decide whether or not it is worth the time.
Okay.
He calls up and he says, "So, Ketu just got here, and he said that there shouldn't be anyone up there. You're sure that you had clearance?"
I computer jargon. I don't know.
I'd
mean, in
start
this
with
case-
yes.
In
We
this
have
case,
clear
he's
it.
not concerned about what you're doing. He's concerned about whether or not you're allowed to be doing it.
Fine, then I go with the well. I was told I was supposed to be here to do this. Like,
Okay.
I don't.
He's like, well, I just wanted to give you a heads up that Ketu is coming up, and he decided to bring those stormtroopers with him.
It's the cops. Hey, Michael. After that interaction is done.
Yep.
You need to do the thing where you open
The part where we get the ship and get the fuck out?
yes, now.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do, because you told me I have access to the turbo lift.
Yep.
Is that's gonna stop working.
In this case, once it's moving, you can't stop it.
How about the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can lock the
Vent-
door. That doesn't necessarily
them-
mean that they
vent them
can't
into
unlock it
space.
again.
No, but it gives them.
This isn't about stopping them. This is about slowing them down.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like I will deadlock every freaking door from there to here that doesn't get in our way.
That's fair. Yeah, that's totally doable. So at this
Is
point,
there
are
any
you calling
security
for
cameras at all?
here? There are not.
All right. And I'm just gonna have to trust my luck on that one.
At this point, are you guys gonna call for an extraction?
Or I would like to.
Yeah, we
We-
kind of have to.
Don't really have too many other options.
Yeah.
Riz, can you go ahead and give me a piloting check?
Sure can.
Standard difficulty 2.
So, what's the problem?
Is that the comms to them, or how is that?
Yes, that would be the comms.
Imperial's deciding to get a bit nosy. We're getting out.
Here we go.
That's gonna make a lot of noise if you just disappear.
Okay, so you're able to get over there, no problem. I'm gonna give you an extra blue die on like a docking attempt.
Won't that make more suspicion on us though? If like
Yeah.
you can't, if you
All right. So at this point, the only way down has got 6 highly suspicious stormtroopers in it.
And some person you have no idea who they are.
You know, our cover at this point is measured in minutes.
At this
And
point, I
we've
would
got
say
a
it's
ship here
measured in
ready to
turns.
take your ass out.
So, can you get me remote access? Because maybe I can help you come up with the credentials to be here now.
We have the credentials. The problem is that we have a guy who was supposed to print our credentials who didn't print our credentials.
I mean, it doesn't seem entirely like that's what happened, and like that's what was happening based on the conversation Runvos had. It more sounded like there is this person who came here on purpose, who he expected to come here, who is refuting the validity of your need to be there.
Right. Get me in, and I'll break something so you have a reason to be here.
But
The point is to get everyone out.
You guys have like roughly 3 turns at this point.
I
It's going to take you 2 turns to get to the docking bay.
Rumvos, it's your call. We can try and bluff it.
no, we're gonna leave. They still don't know what everyone looks like, and therefore I would rather leave and not get captured. because
Okay.
I don't know how well I can talk out of my ass to get us out of this one.
Okay. So,
Yep,
I've
sounds
already
good.
sealed all the doors. That'll get us a little. Because they have to cut through each individual.
Okay, well, let's
So the
start getting
last
towards
thing-
that door.
So, you said we have 3 turns, which means I get 1 turn.
I couldn't hear. All I heard was I get.
You said that we have 3. It's going to take us 2 turns to get to the
Yep.
docking bay, and it will take. And we have 3 turns before they get to the top of the turbo lift.
Yep.
So that gives me 1 turn to throw 1 computer's roll.
You can't do a whole computer's roll in 1 turn. Like, we're talking 6 seconds.
I was just gonna
Okay.
input a virus and head out since I'm already in.
It's. I mean, if you're walking away from the terminal you were at, you're not already in anymore.
I hadn't walked away yet
Okay.
since I was just closing the door.
6 seconds is still not going to be long enough to do that. I mean, like,
Oh,
in
okay.
every Star Wars thing I've seen, even like when droids are interacting with computers, it takes them long enough for a few shots to happen to do anything.
Right, that's like a minute plus.
I didn't
Like
hear a word
anything
you
I've-
said, Raina.
The fact of the matter is, I can't do it. Let's not worry about it.
That takes too long.
Okay.
It's
took
that
too long.
simple.
Now you can't
Let's
do it.
not talk about it. Let's
guys
just
are-
go.
You guys are able to get to the docking port. Riz, is your intention to fly up there and stop and wait? Or are you going to try and do like a touch and go? Do you not think that far in advance?
I mean,
This is-
obviously,
this is
the
going to
goal
be quick.
here is
You have
obviously,
you have
yeah,
5 seconds
obviously
to make a
the goal's
decision.
Extraction. Okay, yeah, the goal's extraction. Goal is put down the
2,
the
1.
things for them
Okay,
to be able
so
to get
at this
on
point
board,
you don't
and then,
have
and then we
time
go.
to stop.
Yep.
So you're going to have to go ahead and make a piloting roll, difficulty 3 with 4 black dice on it. Because you don't have time to stop for them to get in there.
Diff 3
Hey,
plus
Bree.
4 black.
Yes.
Shavik's
think I
gonna
heard
jump
that.
into. Yeah,
Be-
Shavik's gonna
before-
jump into one of the turrets to make sure that he's available in case things go
Yep.
sideways because
Yeah,
they're gonna
absolutely.
go
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'll
Alright.
go in the other one.
I was going to say, if one of you would be at the ramp to give us some covering fire.
How about I use these giant lasers to give you the covering fire?
So there's not
Yeah,
really
and
so
yeah,
much
Do it from inside the armor.
May
there's
the
not
force
really
be
so
with
much a
us.
ramp, Taz, as much as it's like literally
Shit.
just the circular port.
Okay.
Do you have a thing that lets you re-roll? I feel like you did.
I might. Ace. Where is the talent tree?
No, actually, you should have removed 2 setback dice also.
Okay. Which would mean 2 of the black dice or 2 of the purple dice?
Black.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and roll it again without the black dice, I'm okay with that.
I was going to say, just remove the failure.
Just straight diff 3.
Oh, I guess I could just remove the failures. Yeah, that's probably easier.
Actually, yeah, I agree.
Okay, so you aren't able to connect up, but you're there. At this point, you are going to have to pause long enough that things are going to be able to start targeting you.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are able to get onto the ship. And now we need to do a little bit of starship combat. Let me get to starship combat. pull up that ship.
The Aurora sheet up. I don't have the rules on Starship Combat up.
Get that. And I needed.
Isn't there 2 piloting seats where like Fallon can assist or?
I'm on the station.
You're not about to be.
For the purposes of piloting, the co-pilot can't really help with piloting so much as like astrogation while the pilot is piloting.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, no, totally. Okay. Cool. Okay, there's that. Let me grab the ship real quick so that I can see that too. View. Okay, cool. Okay. Move you over here. Move you over here. Okay, cool. So we have, let's see, y'all are able to get on the ship for sure. You are gonna get 1 round to take to do maneuvers before the chase ships are going to get there.
Full throttle.
Okay. That gives you 1 extra range increment, right?
One increase. Well, I need to make a hard piloting check, which
Okay.
is going to be another.
So that's, I think, is that 3 or 4? I think it's 3.
I think that's 3.
Let me double check. They use the words on it, and I always forget the words.
Yeah.
What drive values? Dice. Hard is 3. In this case, I'm going to upgrade one of those to a red die. So you're going to have 2 purple and 1 red.
So is R the abbreviation for?
Yep.
This one, and R is worse than T.
Yep. R is the equivalent of yellow.
Oh well, shit. Okay. Still gonna go for it. So take a full throttle action, make a hard piloting check to increase a vehicle's top speed by 1 for a number of rounds equal to cunning. Oh.
Wait, combat, right?
Yep.
Does that bad press thing help?
Oh, hang on. Was setback dice are black, right?
Correct.
Okay, so doesn't that does not apply here. Okay, so yeah, 2 failures, 1 threat, 1 triumph.
In this case, absolutely, Reyna. Yeah, if you want to make that hard deception check.
Oh, I do that.
So it's just deception with a difficulty of 3.
So previously you had said something about fate dice.
About what, sorry?
About fate or force die?
Destiny dice, yeah.
Yeah.
So we never rolled for those at the beginning of the session. I'm sort of ignoring their existence for now, just because there's a possibility I'd have dark side dice also at that point.
I suck.
So next game, we will actually roll for... Oh my god. Next game, we will actually roll for those, and you guys will have access to them.
If we're all still alive.
Ship's gonna blow up at this rate.
Okay.
That's right. The Wookiee's going to throw somebody out the pilot seat.
One triumph. Okay, so
Yeah,
I am going to.
That triumph's got to do something. I don't know.
Yeah,
what.
so there is a chart of things you can do with a triumph. With a triumph, you can upgrade the difficulty of targeted characters' next piloting or gunnery. Upgrade, when dealing damage, ignore penalizing terrain. If piloting a ship, if piloting a ship, perform one free pilot-only maneuver. So that would allow you to do a... I think that would give you a... That would give you two pilot maneuvers in this case. So you could speed up from 0 to 2, or you could do like speed up to 1 and you're not speed 3. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it is. So, I guess in this case you could punch it.
We have max speed 3.
So in this case, you could actually use that to do punch it, which is this maneuver allows the ship or vehicle to go immediately to its maximum speed from any other speed by throwing throttles to max and overloading the ship's or vehicle's drives. When executing this, the ship suffers 1 point of system strain for every point of speed between the ship's current speed and its maximum speed. So you would go from 0 to 3, and the ship would suffer 3 strain.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, unless Fallon is looking at me and being like, "No, don't you dare."
I mean, I suspect you'd be doing
survive
this before
first.
he was even in the cockpit.
That was my assumption too, but also I want to survive this. I can repair the ship after, even if I'm going to be upset about the dents.
All right.
Yep.
Punch it.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so now we're gonna go to initiative.
I was about to say, can the people with mechanics help out in any way?
During the fight, there's not a heck of a lot that you can do.
Basically, the pilots and the gunners.
It's basically the people in the pilot seat, the person in the pilot seat, and the people who are at guns.
Okay.
Can you remind me how to do it?
I just want to
I'm
declare ahead
sorry.
of time that if we die, I want my last words to be cursing rum bus.
Okay.
So noted. Recorded in the ship's log. Now let's move.
Give me 1 second. I just want to look at speed things because I know that there is a difference between ship speed and how it affects you. Okay, so if you're traveling 1 speed faster, then you can do. I think. What the fuck? You son of a bitch. Sometimes there are so many words in this book that it makes it hard to find things quickly.
I feel that way about a lot of books.
Oh, okay, here we go. This is fly drive. Okay, so we're gonna go initiative. Anybody can jump in on the initiative if you'd like, but don't feel like you have to if you're not in a gunnery seat or flying. Or if you would like to do astrogation, that would work also. Because if you guys are going to like jump out of the system before you come back, you would need to do astrogation.
I could probably jump and do that unless someone knows better than me.
One second. I got 4 green, but that's it.
I got 1 yellow, 2 green. So
What are you
I
doing,
think
you
that's
little
better.
fucking gremlin? Stop it! Oh my god.
Sorry, what are we looking at for initiative?
So in this case, it's going to be vigilance.
This is 1 yellow, 2 green. So we just roll it.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to roll? Oh, does everyone have to roll vigilance?
You don't have
Only
to,
if you're
but
participating.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm not.
Okay. Here we go for our first real space combat.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We start. Do we start with the pilot? Is it advantage successes over advantages or advantages over
so
successes?
we're Riz. Riz T1 bonus. Which one of you guys is in the forward gun and which one of you is in the top turret?
You choose, since you're the first one who said you were going.
Whatever has the best arc of fire is the one I'll be in.
Okay, so that's the top turret. Okay, cool. So, top of the round, we have Riz.
Yeah. Man, I'm totally thinking about trying to just actually jump out and jump back in, so that they're like, we don't know who these guys were. I don't know if that makes sense.
It
within the
does,
context.
because there's no way for them to track us in hyperspace in the current time period. So if we jump out, we just give it a day or two and then come back at some other angle.
Bree, is that?
I mean, that seems reasonable. Okay, let me double check the.
Then yeah, I'm gonna go.
So just in case you need it, the flying maneuvers are on page 245.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. So that page. It's poorly numbered, but 69 in the PDF. 245, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yep, perfect. Where are hyperdrive actions, though?
So I would argue that you probably want to fly and let someone else program the.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take astrogation once I get up there.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, fully flying straight away with an intent toward.
Okay, so you are
hyperdrive.
You are currently at medium range with the 2 TIE fighters that are approaching you.
Okay.
So from medium range, you can use your fly to move from. Let's see. Close to short, short to close. medium to close, close to medium. Okay, so you could use one of your maneuvers to go from medium to long range, and then you'd have that would be your one pilot only maneuver. If you wanted to do a second one, then the ship would have to take more strain. But you are at a point now where you could do evasive maneuvers, where you could do, like, there's a bunch of stuff in here at this point that you could do.
Yep. And of course, I do have, if there are setback dice,
Mhm.
I have things that pull those back. And we are already at speed 3.
Correct.
Right. So we're going pretty good clip.
Okay, we're in combat. You're gonna have to be a little quicker with your turn.
Yep. I don't want us to start shooting at them. I would rather have us jump away before the gunners feel like they have to fire.
Regardless of your logic, what's your action?
Yeah. It is to continue flying in the same direction as fast as I can.
Okay, so you're going to use your maneuver to go from medium to long range.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. The first TIE fighter closes from long to close range. So now he's like right up on your shit. And now we are on Onus.
Is he close enough for me to shoot?
You're in the front firing arc, so no.
So I can't really do anything then?
At the moment, I guess not. No, yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
You can hold for if they get past us.
It's true.
Well,
That's true.
yeah,
I'm
I'll
okay with
hold
that.
my action, and if they come in range, I'll use my action to shoot.
Yeah, cool. So the second TIE fighter also closes to close range. And we are on Fallon. So you're doing a quick your astrogation is quick. You have a slight amount of strain, so this is going to be a hard difficulty.
Okay. And yeah, just jumping to the closest, easiest system possible.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not particularly hard because this is pretty well charted space. But because you're doing it like quickly, and because the systems are already strained.
Okay, so that'd be an astrogation check, but just what difficulty?
3.
I would have thought 2 with 1 setback.
Okay, so you aren't able to get the coordinates quite set this turn. You can try again next turn, but you're going to have 1 setback die.
Okay.
Okay, so now we are on Shavik.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a TIE fighter.
Okay.
Because we're not leaving apparently.
Yeah, at the moment you are not, and after all, as you continue to say, you are rebels.
What am I rolling?
So this is going to be difficulty 2 because it's standard, and I think gunnery is the skill.
Yep.
What the fuck, dude? Oh my god. Apparently the thing that I pulled up doesn't have... Oh, I guess this doesn't have a soak in that case, because it's a TIE fighter.
Them having soak would be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't they like sacrifice like
Kinda just
shielding
blow up,
for
yeah.
speed?
They don't have shielding. Yeah, it's all speed and roughly tinfoil armor.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Twin ion engine, motherfuckers.
The thing literally doesn't come with a life support.
Okay, this stat
Yeah.
block is terrible. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. I have a stat block pulled up for TIE fighters, but it doesn't have the wounds or anything like that, and I thought that it did. So give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. TIE fighters are super standard, so it should be easy to find. Okay, yes, they do not have any of that. They do have 2 armor, however, so your ship, you're in the top, you're in the dorsal, so you are doing 6 damage with 3 crit. Okay. Extra successes you can do something with, right? So let's see what you can do with those. Ah. Oh my god. I need to just print all this shit out and leave it on my desk, I think.
That's called a book.
Right, I know, but like loose leaf so that I'm not flipping between pages.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Oh, what the fuck? Where in the literal fuck are you?
When I was DMing, I made myself a little folder that might be useful if you get a chance.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Each uncancelled success adds +1 damage to a successful attack.
Oh, right. Duh. Stupid. Okay, so you have 6 damage as your base, so that would mean you're doing 9 damage to it.
Yep, minus its 2 armor, I suspect.
Yep. So 7. And you blow that TIE fighter up. But the ship takes 1 system strain.
I'll track that.
I've got it on the character sheet already.
Cool.
I just haven't saved it. I'm just leaving it open. Okay, so top of the round, Riz.
Oh, back to top. Still going to try for a jump. Are we?
Okay, so the astrogation computer is not programmed yet, so...
Yep.
While I'm trying to program this thing, I might suggest being evasive.
Question for you.
Yes.
Am I allowed to have any verbiage when I fire?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can soliloquy on your turns, as long as it's relatively short.
Hit the brakes.
All right. Assuming this is physically possible within...
It is a standard
Star Wars
dogfight technique.
Mm-hmm. So you can use 1 action to decelerate to 2, and then you can take 2 system strain in order to decelerate down to 1. They are moving at speed 5, so they will definitely overtake you, but still be in close range.
And also in the front firing arc.
Right, exactly.
Okay, let's do it. I don't think there's any roll needed for that. Just
Nope.
take 2 strain.
Correct. Yep.
Awesome. That is what the pilot does. Oh boy, we got some strain building up, but
She can hold together for now. Just let's hope to get out of here before she gets too much more.
Yep.
Let's see. so that puts you at 6 out of 15. You're not at double. I mean, you're not at half yet, so you're still okay.
What happens at half?
It becomes harder to do things with the ship's computers.
Okay. Okay.
So the first TIE fighter was just blown up, and the second TIE fighter isn't quite to you yet. So Onus, if you want to hold your action until the second one flies past you, that's totally fine.
Yup. Although
Okay.
I'll give a nice shot to shove to.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Okay, so now that's where this matters, because this is a fucking thing. Okay. Give me 1 second, let me roll. I don't have enough hands. Haha, I do have a shitload of markers, however. Okay. Cool. So, it is not enough for that. Awesome, it is enough for that. Okay, so one more. Cool. Okay, so the TIE Fighter takes 2 shots at you from behind. The first one does 7 damage, the second one does 8.
How do we resolve that? What is that?
So your ship has... That's not the ship. The ship has, I believe, yep. So it has 1 aft shield, and it has armor 4, so that will reduce 5 from each of them. So the first
armor
one,
3,
you take...
Armor 3 is what I see, which...
Oh, no, it's armor 4. It's 4.
Okay.
So
Added extra armor.
You take 2 hull trauma from the first shot and 3 hull trauma from the second, putting you at 5 out of 24. And now the TIE Fighter is in front of you. So, Onus, you can take your shot.
Right. What do I... Oh, gunnery, is it?
Yep. And it's just difficulty 2.
So wait, that's a whole different thing from other things? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Well, you are sitting in it and
Yeah, it's a whole
using
different
a huge
whole
thing.
different skill.
Yeah.
So that means I missed, right?
Oh my god, I'm looking at the wrong channel. I'm sorry.
I get 0 successes, 1 advantage, so maybe I clipped it?
So the advantage would allow you to give the next allied active character's roll a blue die, or... Let's see. In this case, I think your crit is 3. I think that's probably going to be the best thing for you to do with that advantage. So that would mean Fallon would get a blue die on his astrogation check.
Okie dokie.
Good. So
Okay,
my turn next
yeah,
then.
Fallon, you're next. Go ahead. You are having a
Okay.
black die on this also because of your threat from last.
Okay, so it's still 3 along with black, which is K, and what's blue? Just
B. There you go.
oh, nice.
You are able to get the coordinates punched in, and either you or Riz on your next actions can jump you to hyperspace.
So that'd be Riz is next on the list of pilots, so it would be him.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
I have no interest in continuing to
so Shavik gets a turn
antagonize
first.
the Empire.
Shavik gets a turn first.
Oh, excellent.
I imagine you're gonna shoot, Vance. Yep.
Yep.
Oof. Okay, so
Oh wow.
you've got a bunch of advantages, but you didn't hit, so you can't critically wound, I don't think.
I think advantages are done with.
Oh, yeah.
destinies. I don't know if it's
The
done with
advantage needs to be the only way you can get a critical hit is if you do damage. So let's see, with 3 advantages, what else could you do? Oh. Force the target ship or vehicle to break off, breaking any aim or
was
stay
about
on
to
target
say.
maneuvers. There you go. That's a decent
which I
thing.
doubt
if you're-
that it has from being in front of us.
That's fair.
So
Alright.
if that's all I can do, then sure. So
Or, I mean, at this point you're about to jump to hyperspace, so I think it's probably a moot point. But, yeah, so like at the top of the round, Riz, you're up, and you jump to hyperspace.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you guys jump to a nearby system. I don't happen to have the galactic map up right now, so I'm not entirely sure what system that is, but it's somewhere close in the same sector, so it'll only take you like 10 hours to get there, or something like that. And then you guys are able to turn around and come back.
10 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
Space travel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a chart for hyperspace travel times, and within a sector is 10 to 24 hours.
All right.
Mind you, a sector is freaking huge.
Right.
And we did just kind of pick somewhere random and
Yeah.
hopefully safe to.
I aimed as close as I could.
Hey,
So-
at least we didn't do the thing
but
from the
you
last
don't
Star
need to
Wars
finish
movie.
the route. You can come out of hyperspace on your own.
In the middle of just.
Sure, you can re-astrogate. You astrogate it to make sure you don't hit any planets. You can stop whenever you want.
Right, exactly.
True.
Okay.
You know, fly for 5 minutes, then come back.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's actually probably what we do. Because the goal was just to evade.
It's called micro jumping. That is a
and
thing that
have-
they do in, I think, the Rebels
Okay.
show.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a favored rebel tactic because they can't track once you're in hyperspace.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
So
That
a
is
lot of times,
definitely what we
a
do.
lot of times, things that Rebels will do is they'll micro jump, go for like 10 minutes, drop out of hyperspace, turn and chart in a different direction, jump for 10 minutes, turn and chart in a different direction, and then finally head to where they're going. Because
Come back
after
around.
2 or 3 jumps, there's just no way they can track
Yeah.
you.
They pull the Star Wars effectively their version of the Crazy Ivan.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Right. Yeah,
So you guys are able to jump
that was the move.
around and get back to the base. Where are
While
you
we're
guys?
jumping around, can I shift the credentials on this ship again?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make that roll.
Yeah, do the
Standard?
the swapping of the license plates, as it were.
Yep.
Well, we did, just kind of kick the door in, so.
So something I hadn't taken into account before is that one of the things CB has is that this ship is very distinct in order to give people bonuses on social rolls. So you are going to have one black die.
Okay.
Although you may be able to negate that.
Yeah, well, that was immediately what I was going to do. It's like, okay, checking the abilities. Do I have a bullshit out of this?
Yeah, and thankfully we're in a sector space with that type of paint job being kind of common.
Yeah.
Breaking code?
I'll give it to you. I mean, not entirely.
It was the only one I
sort
could
of.
come up with.
Yeah, it's not entirely breaking code, but it sort of is.
I gotta love that ability because it is the most useful one out of the bunch.
Oof.
Oh yeah, you're good. You guys are gonna
Yeah,
be
it allows me to drop a black and a difficulty die.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be golden. So at this point, like, not only do you change the credentials on the ship, you make it look like your travel manifest has you coming from a totally different system, like 2 sectors away. And you guys are able to get back to your base at this point pretty unhindered. And we have about 15 minutes left, so I want to give you guys that 15 minutes to sort of debrief, because some of you got some things.
Yeah, so they're going to be working on testing out. Bree, I didn't necessarily understand all the information I got.
So the thing that you got were like sort of observation manifests of some kind of thing that generates a gravity well, which is sort of the same thing as like what a planet is. So you can't jump to hyperspace in close vicinity to a gravity well.
I know how the gravity well works. I was just like, I'm not entirely sure what data I got connected to it. Like,
so it's like manifests. It's people writing about their observations of the tests.
So obviously they're trying to work on this.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was going through, I found a file. They seem to be trying to create artificial gravity wells. I got their observation notes, but when we were also chatting up the one guy who let us in to begin with, he was saying that there was talk about working on a fancy new ship with some important people coming in soon. I assume these are all connected.
Yeah, if they can make an artificial gravity well, they could stop ships from being leaving a system. That would put quite a hamper on any of our the rebels are one of our favorite tactics is what we just did.
Yeah. You can't do hit and run if they won't let you run. So this information needs to get out, because if any of our guys get caught with them, trying out the tech in a combat situation, they're probably dead.
What exactly do we have? Do we have what type of data do we have?
Best I got is observation. I've got, I have their note.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have enough time to do a deep dive because we were needing to get the hell out. I'm not even sure if I was able to scrub all of my code for getting in.
I agree that we need to get this information to the other rebels. However, I'm kind of more concerned that they are pretty sure that we really exist at this point.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I think they already knew we existed since they had a file on us.
I
They
think
really
that they,
didn't have a file. They had a bunch of supposition.
yeah, I think that they had. I think that our smuggler buddies decided that they wanted us out and went and told on us. That's what I think happened. And they only had
No.
hearsay.
So, Taz, you can make a pretty strong conclusion that the fact that the file was locked in a way that it couldn't be copied or transmitted means that the only copy of that data existed on that computer.
I destroyed all the data they had.
You don't think they're going to
So-
look into this weird break-in that they had just had?
I think they're going to be more concerned about the fact there was a gravity well, and frankly, space travel's a thing. We could have been a hit and run. There's
So,
no
Raina,
record of us anywhere right now.
Raina, hearing this
Did
information, you
you-
have an idea. You've got this like thing where you get positive spin, and you can make the exploits of the rebellion sound even better. And hearing this information about this new technology that they're testing, it puts you in a place where you think that you can recommend to the rebellion that they put it out that a mission was undertaken to steal information about this project.
Okay.
And that might be able to cover you guys a little bit.
I can do that, correct?
Yeah,
Did-
yeah, and I'm just like giving justification for your positive spin like out of character because everybody's about to get a shitload of duty.
Did you get the cameras?
There were no cameras.
Cameras.
You sure?
Out of character, there were no cameras.
Not in that skyhook, no.
How about the
Because-
elevator or the base, the bottom of it?
I mean, there would have been in the station, yes.
I didn't have access to those.
Though I think at the moment we probably just implicated the guy that we impersonated.
There's that too.
So that's going to keep them off our trail for a little bit, since the other two that went up there are unknowns at the moment.
Well, before we get it up there, can I at least take a look at this data? See what I can make of it?
You mean the data I couldn't copy?
Thought you said you had the notes of their observations.
Yeah, those are two different things.
Oh, those
Yeah,
were
that.
two different things?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
were
the,
able to
the gravity well weapon thing.
Yeah,
That you
I'll
were
give
able
you
to
the
get.
data. And unfortunately, the really juicy stuff I couldn't get to fast enough.
That's
It was
fine.
a
No.
risk with the operation. The
This
second
should be
we
enough
heard
to
there was
start.
another guy. He
Yeah,
happened
well-
to show up.
That's fine. Can I still look at it?
I've already sent you the information.
Oral's going to take some time to go through what little information there is and figure out what there is to.
Yep. Okay, so that's a thing that'll take some time. In that case, I want to give you guys all the stuff so that I'm not holding you past 10:30. Is there anything else anybody would like to like get out in terms of roleplay or anything like that?
I know my Balin's going to be held back fixing up the ship after this one.
For a little bit, yeah. Okay, so in that case, Michael, who was the star of the show tonight, definitely was. And you are going to get 4... No, hold on. You were the star, so 5. Wow, you're going to get 9 duty, but it's a hell of a thing because Runvoss has this thing. So you're actually going to get 10 duty.
Alright, I'll just put the 1 next to my number.
Yep. Onus, you're going to get 1. I'm sorry, you're going to get 6 because you were like sort of the thing. Riz and Fallon are each going to get 3.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
And Shavik gets 5. So, folks, that puts you at 112. So, for everybody that's here today, I'm going to let you start at 1. And you guys go up Rebel Contribution of 1. And when Runvas talks to the Rebellion, they are going to ask you to compile a small list of things that you could use to make your base stronger or to make your missions easier.
Oro, like, somehow is able to mail them a list about 0.2 seconds after hearing that. For some.
So you guys are each
So
going to
what
get
are we setting
roughly
out?
the...
What are we setting out Rebel Contribution level to?
1.
Thank you.
So you're each going to get roughly like 1,500 credits worth of gear individually, and then if there's some big thing that you would like, so this would be something on the order of a galactic communications array, or a starfighter, or, you know, some big thing. Maybe a shuttle.
Did
I
you
was
just
gonna
say
say,
1,500 credits?
Each of you are getting 1,500 credits, yeah. Worth of gear. So not like spend as much of the 1,500 as you can, because you don't get to keep the leftover.
Oh, no, I got you.
And you can buy anything up to rarity 6, because the rebels are providing it.
Help.
I mean, you kind of have this base with a giant satellite dish on top.
Yeah, and it's not working right now because the array is broken.
Yeah, but we are getting like a major contribution.
It's true.
Is that something we could ask for? Is help getting that connected?
I mean, that is 100% something that would be an appropriate use of this.
I'm just saying we could have the whole base fixed up.
I don't think the whole base. I think some of it.
We could get a second ship.
Yeah, but
Bree, what's the limit on this?
So,
Like, do we each get to pick a thing? Is there like one or two?
No, it's going to be
No,
like
it's a
one
group
big
decision.
thing. Yeah, it's one big thing for the crew. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you roughly what you would be able to look at in terms of a starfighter.
Now, as I recall, one of the ones on there does bring up getting a home base.
Right. But you guys already have that.
wait,
So instead, it would be like a major upgrade to the home base, like a communications array that allows you to communicate across the galaxy. And I'm going to say, if that's a thing that you guys decided to do, it would also be like encrypted.
I guess the question is, was the possibility of me putting enough time into doing that on my own?
In this case, it would be a matter of the rebellion would send a team to help you.
I'm saying if we pick a starship or some other thing, or I was like, no, I can just fix it.
It'll probably take a few actions.
So I'm going to throw this out there just as a suggestion. Rule of thumb is always find a way to create cash in every. So building the base is nice. Building the base is important. Fixing the manufacturing in the base is important.
Yes.
So if
then
they
we
can
can
come in
hire
and
people.
retrofit the manufacturing so that we can actually produce what we say we're going to, now we have a cash flow.
That was what I was going to suggest.
That was my thing. Is it's like, let's get the base fully functional.
Get the factory fully functional.
The factory's in the base, ergo.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to fix everything in the base with this. Like, this would be fixing one major system or replacing one major system in the base.
So can the manufacturing?
You could get the machines back up and running. I'm roughly looking at something that's about the equivalent of like 70,000 credits. So that's like a Y-wing or like a TIE IN interceptor or something like that.
Well, no, I've been trying to get this base operational the whole time. That would be lovely, because then, like I said, we have money, and then we can do everything else.
Yeah.
I think
I'm going to suggest against getting a ship, because if we want to get a ship, I just go shoot a pilot and take their ship.
Well,
and we have one that works.
Yeah. I don't.
We don't need
really
two
need
at the
such a
moment.
ship right now.
Why the hell not?
Well, how about this?
Well, compared to the other things.
We fix the manufacturing, which will eventually get us enough money to get another ship.
Or the other method.
Yeah, but so that's a fair method, and I understand it. But you're also large and furry and recognizable.
If there's no record of me being there, doesn't matter how big and furry I is. So what I'm saying is, perhaps there might be an instance that, I don't know, you guys find a local system that's like a nice jump point for a lot of people that like to come by, you drop me and Michael off, we come back with a ship. You don't ask, plausible deniability.
That's a discussion for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, either
It
way.
sounds like we're all on
not
board.
talking about it because that allows for a plausible deniability. How do you get the ship? I don't know. It just happened.
Here's the big thing. We all seem to be on board with doing the manufacturing. Everything else can be done later.
Cool. I'm totally okay with that. And then you guys
Let's just call in our chit and get the manufacturing going.
You guys can deal with your 1,500 credits worth of gear in between games. Everybody's going to get 15 XP for this game. And does anyone have any roleplay things?
Nothing that I need. I'm going to speak openly.
Okay. Anybody else have a nomination?
I always appreciate Vance.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep us on track. Good.
Anybody else?
I liked Oro's caution, continuing theme, but
okay.
so
I'm gonna throw one
last
out
chance.
there.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Okay,
Who?
go ahead, Vince.
I want to throw one out there for Onus, for the first person that's actually complimented the Wookiee.
Okay.
I don't think that's really a fair shout out, honestly.
Hey, you've been doing a lot of like chat roleplay and stuff, so I'm totally okay with it.
Shout out to Michael for not screaming at me yet. No, and also just decent. Like I like what happened.
So, Michael, Shavik, Onus, and Oro all get an extra 5 XP. And with that, I'm going to stop the stream.
20.
And you guys can tell me if you want any XP spends once we're off air. Have a good night.